What's up? This is Marwan. I am in the University of Ottawa, and what I want to talk about today is how to get into that social headspace in any social situation. So recently, because I've been working into that 9 to 5 type of job and I work behind a computer, and once I'm done with work, I usually attend some social events. And sometimes it's a networking event, sometimes it's just some sort of social venue that I go to. And I'm not always in that social headspace. I'm not always in that social mood, in that talkative mood. So over time, in the past couple of years, I've learned to create my own process so that I can always guarantee 100% of the time that I'm always in that social headspace. And what I want to do today is share that process with you. So the first thing that I do when I enter that social venue is I start talking to staff. And I'm talking about waiters, waitresses, organizers, and volunteers, anyone like that. And the reason why I want to talk to those type of people is because these are the positive, enthusiastic people that have to be nice to you. So when you talk to these type of people, you're pretty much guaranteed that you'll have a positive conversation, you'll have a positive interaction. You won't have to, even if you're like a bit of a socially awkward type person, they'll always have to be like engaged in talking to you because they're staff. So once I move on from the staff, I'll first talk to them for like maybe a couple of seconds, maybe a couple of minutes, depending on how I'm feeling. And once I move on from them, I'll start talking to that one person that's alone in a corner texting on their phone. And usually I'll talk to them for a couple of minutes, and the reason why I want to talk to those people is because they're the type of people that are actually in the same situation that you're in. The problem is they don't have their own process that they've figured out over time. So they're hoping that someone else would approach them and talk to them. But because I have my own process nailed down, I don't have to rely on that, and instead I can be more self-reliant on my own process, and just like as long as I follow it, I can guarantee that I'll get into that headspace. So I'll talk to those people for a couple of minutes, and they'll usually be very enthusiastic and positive about talking to me because they'd rather be approached than approach other people. And once I move on from those people, I'll start talking to a group of 2 people. And maybe I'll start to move on to a group of 3 people, and so on and so forth. So what I'm doing here is I'm stacking that social momentum that I'm building on. Initially, I'll start talking to like those people that are guaranteed to be positive, and then talk to non-staffers, and over time build on that. And once I get into that social mood and learn to like exude that positive energy, I'll be able to like merge social energies and be able to create like my own circle around me of people. And this type of thing takes time, and you gotta learn the process. But what I want you to do is figure out what type of process works for you. Maybe you can follow the process that I've told you right now, and over time like figure out what works for you. You might work differently. You might not even need this process and might think this video is like completely irrelevant. Because some people honestly are just like naturally good at this. Like they might just need to start like talking to one person, and that's it, that's all they need. They might not need to like follow this like elaborate process that I just told you right now. And that's fine, that's what I'm talking about, is just like social skills. Some people are just good at it, just like singing. Some people are good at playing guitar. Some people are good at just like public speaking. While other people need to like really work on it, and it takes a lot of time. It might take you a couple of weeks to get good at this. It might take you a couple of months. It might take you a couple of years. For me, I would say it took me about a couple of years until I really got good at this. And now I don't even have to rely on the process. But knowing that I have it, knowing that I can always have it at the back of my mind, even if I'm in a non-social mood at all and I just like woke up and I'm feeling very drowsy and I'm kind of like dragging myself to a social event, because I know that I have that process in the back of my mind and I know that it works 100% of the time, that makes me a lot more confident, and I'm always able to get into that social headspace all the time. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about today. And on that note, as always, until next time.